Good evening and thank you for joining us. We begin tonight with epic disasters south of our border. Two states ravaged by fire and water in the past year are once again facing forced evacuations and widespread damage. But this time, the roles are reversed. Colorado, scorched by wildfire last year, is now in the grips of powerful and deadly flash flooding. On the Jersey Shore, a massive fire has destroyed a large section of the iconic boardwalk that was just rebuilt after the deluge of Hurricane Sandy. That story in a moment. Our coverage begins with Eric Sorensen and a flood the National Weather Service calls biblical in proportion.
Floodwaters came with little warning, and for 2 days there was little let-up.
Flash flooding is imminent.
Overnight, the entire town of Lyons, population 2,000, was evacuated. Hundreds more moved to higher ground along the Boulder River.
You could see the water coming up, and then we moved to higher ground, and then about 3 or 4 in the morning the sheriff came and said they were evacuating the entire area.
Craig Engelhorn woke up to a surprise downstairs.
I hear all these like gurgling sounds. Look down in the tasting room and our chairs are floating around, and there's about 1.5 feet of water.
It's a devastating combination for communities near the Rockies. Torrential rains and the steep landscape all around. The water funnels into a powerful force of nature, fast-rising, fast-moving floods.
It was 20 feet tall and crashing in boulders.
20 to 30 centimeters fell in hours, more rain than the average for an entire season. Rescues were risky as murky torrents swept over neighborhood streets.
This water is filled with debris and sand, and it is almost like liquid cement, and it can, even just 1.5 feet of water can knock people over, and you can be swept away.
This is insane. Yep.
One of the most dramatic moments, that rescue yesterday of a man trapped in his car as waters rushed in. Crews finally got him to safety. The rain began to let up today, but water was still rushing through areas unaccustomed to flooding. It's not known how many roads, bridges, and homes have been damaged or destroyed.
We are just now beginning to try to assess the scope of the damage.
In Colorado, they're only beginning to think about the cleanup to come from too much water that came too fast.